Hi, I'm Kara.
And I'm Chris.
And we're the Garden Girls here at Milligers, and we're getting ready for another one of our fabulous workshops. This is so much fun. We actually had a couple people last, was it Tuesday, came early and did this, and they turned out beautifully. So this is called our living wall. And
well, this is a great project, and I have to tell you that over the years, this is not the first time we've done this, but everybody that has done it is completely in love with this living wall. So it can be hung on a fence, it could be hung on a front door, it can just be set on a table, but
it comes with these little.
Yeah, this is.
It comes with these little hooks.
This is the wall itself. It comes with hooks for you to hang it. And you'll notice that in this coir fabric, there are 15 holes, and there's the top area. So for the project, you get a total of 18 plants.
I would say that I think that hopefully, I mean, you can do sun or shade. They're going to be our bedding plants, so that means that they're either going to come in one of these 4-packs like the market pack, or the 6-pack, which is what our New Guineas come in, and a lot of our Begonias come in. So, and they will guide you. There's some choices that are better than others. For example, like this is a great coleus, but then there's some like the Kong coleus, which would just be way too big and overpowering in this container, or like the Whopper Rose Begonias would just get way too big in here.
So what I selected here is a group of plants that all get about 12 inches. So we have a uniformity, even though they're all different kinds of plants. But most of them would take some sun and also tolerate shade. Because a lot of times if it's on a porch, you are in a shaded area.
So it's okay, just when you pick a market pack like this with 6 plants, don't feel that you have to use all 6 plants. You could use 1 or 2 of these, and you could use 2 of these and 4 of those, or however. We'll use the leftovers in some other containers that we're going to make up. Just don't feel like you're locked into all 6 of these specifically. So the first thing you're going to do is kind of claim your territory, and you'll put your sold ticket on here. These will all be grown right here in our greenhouses. Till about the end of May is when we recommend to pick them up. So you'll put your sold tag on here, and then we'll go out into the greenhouse and select your plants. And then when you come back, well, you'll probably get some wine, right? You can get some wine. You can have wine before, during, after, or all of the above. We always have wine available when you check in. So, and water. All right, so how do we start?
Well, the first thing is, if you can see the bottom of this container, we are going to add soil as we do each layer. So we're not only going to do the front, but we're going to do the side. So there's the 3 and then 1 on each side. So we'll be putting 5 plants in, then we'll add some soil, 5 more plants, and so on.
I explain it kind of like you're making lasagna. So it's soil, plant, you know, kind of like the noodles and some meat and some cheese, right?
So, right. So a nice, pleasing mixture. I've never made lasagna.
You making nachos. How about that?
Yeah. The great thing.
Do you want to put a little soil in the bottom first?
Well, I don't like to put soil in the bottom because then everything is. Then we want the plants to be just straight out.
All right. So if we put too much soil in there, then the plants would be like, if there was too much soil in the bottom, they'll
be going down. So we want them to be straight out.
I'm probably doing this different than you like it. Well, but I like to go from the inside and pull it out.
So there's a hole about the size of a golf ball, all right? But in addition to that, there are some hatch marks here so that this does open up. And that is enables us to put the plant in. So
I'd like some variety here. I wouldn't like it to be...
and it's very important that the root ball be wet when you do this, because sometimes you have to squeeze it to get it to fit inside, and if it is too dry, it will just kind of crumble in place, and that's not a good thing.
You have to do what you're comfortable with, so I like to go from the inside out. But some people, maybe you prefer to go from the outside in. All right, so you could do this also, but when it's wet, when the plant itself is wet, we'll make sure that they're all watered in well. It's a lot easier to manipulate and to be able to get in here. But the bedding plants aren't really hard to get in either way, whatever your preference is. So I have a New Guinea here. I've got a begonia. I've got the coleus is what I have right there. And then maybe I'll add one of these impatiens. Is that okay? Or you know what? Maybe I think I'll do another begonia in this dark color.
So it's
So it's a little more
nice to
balanced.
do it kind of a little bit geometric, so that if you have begonia here, you might want a begonia there, and you might want one in the middle, and then the two outside edges be something else. That way you'll get a balanced look. It doesn't have to be the same color, but the same kind of plant gives you a little bit more symmetry.
I feel like these behave very similar to each other. So even though I have a New Guinea on this side, I'm going to put a begonia on this side. Just letting my mom know what I'm doing.
I love it.
Why I'm doing it.
Choice.
All right.
You really can't go wrong with this. However, you can go wrong if you steer off and go into some other plants that are not particularly well suited to this.
Like
And
this?
we have done this quite a few times in quite a few years, and we know the plants that are good choices.
So now I'm making my lasagna, and I'm putting just a small layer of the soil right up to the next level, not up too high, because again, you don't want your plants to be tipped.
Well, there's some red ones down there.
Oh, look at those. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a begonia on this side. I kind of work from, this direction, working my way around. And because I have that New Guinea there, I'm going to put this begonia here. I feel like he needs a little more soil. So he's sticking out.
Right.
And then, because I can't really see, what have I got there? Oh, all right, so then I'll add this red New Guinea.
You can go around to the front if you want.
But, see, I'll go from here and pull it through. Okay, and don't be alarmed. So like it's really amazing when you plant at night, so those classes at 6:30, sometimes the plants feel like they're like tipping or they're not quite in place. But isn't that amazing how almost overnight, the next morning when we come in.
They right themselves. It's crazy.
Yeah, they do correct themselves on exactly where they are going to be. So I think I'll do a begonia right there.
So most people think that begonias and coleus are shade plants, but if you look at the label, they also say full sun to full shade. So that is a wonderful thing, because if you are not quite sure where you're going to place this, these are the best plants for this type of container. I know you can find them online and they have all sorts of different things in there, but for the long haul, these are the plants that do the best.
How's that look?
Well, I'll take a look at it.
Okay, let me know, Mom.
All right, so you're doing great.
Oh, I'm going to put this one on the side. So then you just keep working up layer by layer. We will have them in this growing greenhouse, our Dutch greenhouse. On the very back wall is where they will all be with your soul tag. So we'll just keep working our way up. And it's just a fun night in the greenhouse. This is a great class to do with friends, family, mother, daughter, even. How does that look?
As far as the care, I would say that you'll need to kind of watch the container, because it is going to certainly dry out on the top quicker than on the lower levels. So sometimes it's a good idea to take a sprinkling can and kind of get the nose of the sprinkling can into the bottom layers and do each one individually. That way you won't be watering too much and having everything on the bottom be waterlogged and dry on the top.
Yeah, watering is definitely a concern of making sure that. But having this nice cocoa liner, I think is really good with helping with moisture too.
Cocoa liner should probably last 2 years. Sometimes you can get a third year out of it, but you would have it so that you could use it again in another year. And we do have people that bring their container back and they get a credit for using their own container.
Yeah, so you can do the class next year too. How am I looking? I feel like I want a begonia here and then a New Guinea here.
So some of the plants are a little bit smaller than others, and I don't really think you have to worry about that because they will catch up. And we do watch the plants, so we make sure that they're all have taken. Sometimes they get a little bit.
Oh wait, sorry. Keep talking.
Sometimes they get a little bit, or they get out of. Okay, there you go. So if any plant doesn't seem to take and continue to live and thrive, then we will replace that. But we have to urge you not to use plants that we don't recommend, because we've seen that time and time again. People will put celosia in or alyssum in, and they just do not perform. They just get too much water, and so we want, of course, as with everything that we have at Milligers, we want you to have success with our plants. And so if you follow the guidelines and choose those plants, you'll have a great result.
Okay. All right, so, and we're here to guide you. Our family is here to answer any questions or to make sure that you're doing it right, but hopefully this video is helpful. And we're just gonna have a fun night in the greenhouse.
And all of the other projects that we're going to be doing, the succulent workshop, the ladies' night out, girls' night out is coming up. All of those will be online so that you can get a preview of what we're going to be doing. The turtles came in today. For those of you that are waiting for the turtles, they are back. And so if you want to sign up for that workshop, we can certainly do the succulent turtle workshop.
Yeah, so back by popular demand, the succulent turtle, that will be on May 20th. We'll be doing that again. So, oh, I'm so glad they came in. That's exciting. So, all right, guys, come and check us out. We'll see you soon.